Hello? Hello! Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. I'm running a few minutes late. I was watching something that I wanted answers for. Might as well have been watching, I don't know, the Live at 3. And here, folks, we're going to look at a cardboard box. But we've done great work. Into the cardboard box. I think you'd be pleased. What? Anyway, don't go there, Murph. Happy Wednesday, guys. Hope you're all ready to go flying. You're all welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. And we're doing a thing. We're going flying, chat, in a Yonkers JU52. Ooh. So look at the state of what's going to happen here. So, we're on the ground here in a place called, wait for it, Oberpfaffenhofen. I remember that from the last time. Oberpfaffenhofen. Echo Delta Mike Oscar from here. We're going to fly over to Stuttgart. Ooh. Echo Delta Delta Sierra. Captain Rudiger, put on the kettle. Then, chat, we're going to rumble down over to St. Gallen in Altenrhein, or Altenrhein. Lima, Zulu, Sierra, Romeo. So wait and hear this. The original flight plan I had planned for tonight just turned out to be like a 5-hour flight in the Yonkers JU52. Whoops. So I had to kind of do the thing again. So I've done the thing again. So you can see from our flight plan here on ForeFlight, we're kind of going across the way and up a little, and then down the way and across the little. I don't know who comes up with the plans, man, but they're all fancy and great. So I'm sure you've all seen this by now, but it's very fancy. Ooh. The Yonkers JU52, chat. And, well, I'm a huge fan of this airplane, only because, well, not only because, but because, well, it's a vintage aircraft, check. It has so many firsts, check. And it's also the great grandchild of the Yonkers W33, the Bremen. And the colours are very, very similar. The layout is very, very similar. And this is going to be a lot of fun. So, hope you guys are keeping very well. It's Wednesday, halfway through the week. Let's get over the hump day together. And you'll notice I'm wearing long sleeves. Someone turned off the temperature outside. It's winter. Winter is coming. We are officially in autumn, or the fall, or simply fall. It's getting cold, chat. So, with that all said, we have a route with the thingy. Didn't get the Discord notification. Huh? It'll probably take a few minutes. We'll give it a few minutes, chat. We'll give it a few minutes. So anyway, we're going to go flying this machine here. And this is the, I won't say it comes with 3 different variants. So you have it on wheels, you have it on skis, and you have it on floats. All right, so we're going to fly the original one. There is a retrofit one. They've upgraded some of the avionics. We're going for the olden days one. And I'm not going to lie, it took many minutes for the Murph to learn how to fly this. Well, not to fly it, just to kind of start it up or something. It took ages, chat, ages. So we'll rumble here into the chat, welcome everybody in, and then we're going to go flying. X-Kerbo's here, good to see you. Captain Mahoney's in the house. Happy Wednesday, landing gear, 1957. Big Papa Polly. He says, I'm loving the Yonkers in VR. Yeah, baby. It's very nice, man. It's very nice. Gibbo Ireland is here. Good to see you, Gibbo. Bodup rambles in. Hello, hello. Chilled Corky is here. Good to see you, my dude. Abion1 is here. Good to see you. Mrs. Two-Tone is in the chat as well. The love of God, man. It's all, sit up straight, will you? God almighty. Who else? Wayland Chutani rambles in. Good to see you. Not Wayland, sorry. Mechanical Madness is here. He's even got the hot tub emote. It's going to happen. Samson Videos here. Good to see you, my dude. Erlansky is in the chat. Welcome on in. Wayland says, it's so weird seeing all the tail dragging geekness. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I wonder what they appear like if you don't have the Yonkers installed. Maybe they're geekness. Skip is in the chat. Good to see you. Erlansky then subscribed. Tier 1 for 6 months, man. 6 months? What? Many thanks, my dude. Tasty beverage on a Wednesday night. Do you know what I mean? Just to, you know. Annalisa is here. She says, hello, Murph and pals. Let's get over the hump day with flyage and snackage. Annalisa, great to see you. Kingsman9965 says, good evening from Liverpool. Hello from Tipperary, Miel Flower. Kingsman Kingsman sent me a video earlier on. It was like the most Irish accent you could hear, and your man is brilliant. You'll see it on YouTube, but like, I don't down and coming down. And like the poor old, reporter's like, what? And you couldn't end the video, see? What? Yeah. Sounds like Murph after a couple of pints. PE1PQ is here. Good to see you, my dude. Egg Barley rambles in. Tarnish Mossman is here. Jojo1, hello. Viperstrike is in the house. Then we had PE1PQ with the bits like confetti. Many thanks, my dude. Inverse Galaxy is here. Goblin Zeus rambles in. Pat691 is in the chat as well. Good to see you guys. Scorpio49 is here, along with Grafton11. Good to see you. Phil rambles in. How are you, Phil? Curious Bee says hello to Mr. Murph and all in chat. Broadsword calling Danny Boy. For those who remember, where Eagles Dare and the JU at the end. This aircraft is fascinating. The history behind this. And we'll talk a little bit about it. We're going to do our flight. And we also have, chat, a very special guest tonight on the Murph line. We have Naughty Gnome. Oh, behave, baby. A community manager here at the Two-Tone community. And, well, he's just great gas and he's a great story to tell. And I can't wait. It's going to be interesting. We're going to be asking him questions and stuff. And he's going to be telling us all about how we got into flight sims and stuff as well. It's going to be great. Looking forward to that. Mrs. Jojo1 is here. Good to see you. Godden77 rambles in. Twisted Rotor says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good to see you. Catbat9 is in the chat along with CatbatCat. Hello, Aj, he says. Hope you're keeping well. Recoob is here as well. Welcome on in. Captain Spitfire rambles in the door, looks in and says, hello. Lima Zulu, many thanks for the follow. Now, let me see. Let's go. Sim Update 6, get ready for madness that it brings for the greater cause. Yeah, so the dev chat, there's some interesting things coming. And there's no two ways about it. And, they spoke a little bit about gliders, they spoke about choppers, they spoke about visual enhancements, a little bit about DX12, also some of the physics. They've also spoken about the weather. Didn't speak an awful lot about planes disappearing, mind you, but look it, we know what's going on. You know what I mean? It'll be grand, so it will. But yes, who else is here? Night Sepp rambles in, good to see you. Now, had no clue on the Microsoft Q&A about the multiplayer issues. Yeah, they just kind of skipped over. It was a little bit like that, Gordon. Do you know what I mean? It was like, I don't know. What was the thing when you go back in time and they can't... The thing at Christmas time. You can't say anything. You're there, but they can't hear you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, hey, don't do the thing. Don't press the button. But they can't hear you. They don't even know you're there, chat. But we were there. But look, fingers crossed to get it fixed. We'll spend loads of time sending Zendesk things. Fix the thing! But anyway, Muse Fan is here as well. Good to see you, Muse Fan. Hello, all you beautiful people. Hope everyone is keeping well, he says. You too, my dude. Gary JF is here. Scotland Blériot Project. Did you see what he did? Welcome aboard, my dude. Scotland Blériot Project. What leg are you on now, Scotland? Is it leg 4, I think? Tipping away in the Blériot. Could you imagine? That's dedication. Alpha 1 is here as well. Good evening. Good to see you. Gnac says, do you know German? Very, very little. No. I'll try. Do you know what I mean? But no. Aileron says, did you say it's fall? Ooh, not long till the hula girl is shaking in the new AFL Cessna. Yes, that's X-Plane talk, Ailerons. But yes, the Airfoil Labs Cessna, the G1000, the modern variant, is, they're doing a thing. They're absolutely doing a thing. Naughty Gnome is here in the chat. Good to see you. Captain Mahoney says, just do the control in E. It goes fast. Why? You have to, go through the painful, excruciating progress of giving yourself a headache, wondering what buttons to press. And then when you get something right, you do a victory dance around your house so your neighbours can hear the... Well, it won't, but that's what you do. And then you come in and you try and start the second engine and it doesn't work. Then you do a lap at the house in reverse, inhaling all the shouting you did. That's how it works. Crompton33 has subscribed to Tier 1 for 9 months, Crompton. 9 months, dude. Many, many thanks indeed. Twitch baby time. We shall call it mini... Well, we won't. Well, we could. We could call it mini-me. Now, let me see. Starting this thing is a work of science, says Nightsep. Do you know what I mean? Rogers RC75 is here. It's good to see you. Ryan Singleton is in the house. Good day to you, my dude. Strap21 is here. Happy Wednesday. Rad Pilot Randy is in the house. Zin142, good to see you. Belbro rumbles in. Happy Fly Day, my dude. Hope all is well. They look like at 3:30 doing a catwalk. Uh-oh. Ooh. If you don't have the JU52, they will appear as an A320. Accurate. Thanks, Viper. Charles Farmer's here. How are you? He goes, Murphy, and hello, Mrs. Murphy. Top of the day to both of you. And to you. H. Barley says, Murph, I wonder what it appears if you don't have the Yonkers community. It appears as a tail-dragging Gigna. Sounds like Danny Healy-Ray on the beer. Oh, come here, I tell you. Oh, yeah, it's very bad. Sonny Wolf is here. Good to see you. Fly Darren says, hello in German. Hello, good to see you. Guten Abend, says Waltons. Guten Abend, my friend. Who else? Warhamster clipped a thing. I don't know. I hope it's decent. Does my hair look good? Don't look at me head. You all sound great. The rumbling around the airfield. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, chat. But yes. Lima Zulu, hello there. First time here. Well, welcome on in, my dude. Welcome on in. Phil says, Murph, I only have default aircraft still. What would you recommend to fly with you guys tonight? Well, the Cessna 152. What else is kind of low and slow? Any of the like air or the ultralights, they're fine. Or the microlights. Ultralights? Microlights. Ultralights. Something that's going to kind of be slow and controllable at a very low speed. So maybe the Icon A7 or indeed the Cessna 152. Fat Rat is here as well. Good to see you. Coffin Feeder rambles in. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. Hope you're keeping well. Now, where are we at, lads? Hey, Shuffle Shoes. It shuffles in. Good to see you, John. Hope you're keeping well. Naughty Gnome is pressing buttons on YouTube. Did you hear that? Someone has the chainsaw out. God almighty. Scotland is on leg 5, chat. Leg 5. Captain Cody is here as well. Good to see you, my dude. Now, let me see. Mechanical says, holy, I just jumped into this junk in VR. It's nice. It's nice. Very nice. Oh, yeah, the speed challenge, chat. Naughty Gnome's speed challenge. It's still up and running. We do have the leaderboard available if you click on the link from Sir Murphbot. Very fancy indeed. Zyback Doc is here as well. Good to see you, my dude. Who else? CDN Taz rumbles in. Merlin Flyer is here. Buzz Mac 007. Greg Gore. Lads, it's like the band is back together. Cy Murray is here as well. Clay, welcome on in, Clay. So, I won't delay because I've already delayed you once as it is, and that's just bad manners. So, well, look at the state of it, chat. Do you know what I mean? The JU52, Yonkers JU52, that is. Now, where can we get the... There we are, chat. Look at it. Brighten it all up. So, as you can see, well, you know, visually, it's glorious. It is glorious. It's such a beautiful looking airplane. And the 3 engines really do kind of add a bit of holy moly to it. Do you know what I mean? Catbat, thanks. A tasty beverage. Who be there? Heidi Hi is a general lunatic. Good to see it. We're on the North Europe server, my dude. So as you can see, chat, it looks fantastic. Do you know what I mean? It is so very, very beautiful indeed. Hey, we got a PC6 beside us as well. Nice. So I don't know if you guys have picked this up yet. Are you waiting to pick it up? I'm unsure. Disappear me here for a second, chat. This is important now, right? This is important. And we need to do something like this. Yes. And maybe one of these. That kind of works. So, why don't we go check it out? So, the Yonkers JU52, a transport aircraft designed and manufactured by the German aviation company Yonkers. Development started during the 1930s, and its maiden flight was performed on October 13th, 1930. It was initially designed with a single engine. However, it was produced in quantity as a tri-motor. The main reason for adding the additional engines was purely to do with, well, what if something goes wrong? And the engines that we're looking at, chat, they are Bmw engines, and they are fantastic. So many firsts about this aircraft, in particular with the engines. And if we look in very, very closely, well, the attention to detail is spectacular. I mean, do you know what I mean? Would you look at the state of it? Absolutely incredible work here. Beautiful modelling, beautiful texturing. It's just fantastic. So what made these engines very, very interesting, right? They had their own oil tank at the back. Here's your fuel gauge. You also have an oil gauge. But you also had compressed air, which helped start the engines rather than using ground power. So there was compressed air in behind them, located somewhere in the wing. And basically the compressors allowed the aircraft to start. So whenever they landed, the air compressors had to be refilled, which is very interesting. So the first 3-engine version of the Yonkers JU52 flew in April 1932, and during World War II, thousands of these aircraft were produced. Something like 5,000, I think. So the production ran between 1931 and 1952. In a civilian role, it flew over 12 airlines, including Swissair and the Deutsche Lufthansa, as both passenger carriers and freight hauliers. Now, in the early 30s, or, late 30s, before kind of war broke out, these aircraft, they were miles ahead of their time. For the first time, the idea of international flight out of Germany became a reality, which I think the first kind of main flight would have been, I think, from Berlin to Rome. And it took 10 hours, chat. But inside the aircraft, right, you had comfortable seating for 17 people. They also had a little smoking shack. You can have the smoking area at the back. So they pretty much travelled in luxury. Now, you might be wondering, Murph, what's this kind of a doohickey here? And the two little holes here, chat? Well, chat, this thing also had its own stairs, or air stairs. Now, granted, it was a ladder that pulled out of this little gadget here, right? This little flap opened. You can pull out a little ladder. The ladder clipped into here. But it also meant then that the aircraft was hugely accessible to undeveloped airfields and landing strips. Absolutely fantastic. And now inside the aircraft, right, we'll do another one or two things on the outside, but just to show you the inside. And again, they have done phenomenal work here. Like, it's beautiful. The modelling, the texture work, everything, it's absolutely on the ball. It's spectacular. Spectacular? That's a word. But back here, right, in the little door, there used to be a little area for, like, a little smoking area, which is kind of weird. And then you have, like, your air controls and stuff like that as well. Hey, Two Cats is here. Good to see you. But what makes this even more fascinating, right? In some variants, do you see these? They look like your normal tray table, right? Your normal tray table, chat. But for the business class who would get to sit up at the front of the plane, these tray tables... Hey, Joey Bolo with the hostage. Many thanks, Joey. These tray tables would fold down, and on said tray table was a typewriter, right? It was an actual typewriter. So it meant you could actually send or type letters, stuff, whilst being in the air. Not only that, but they offered the very first air communication, or air-to-ground communication, because they had a service in which you can send a telegram, so you can type your letter, hand it into the cockpit. There's all stuff happening. You can hand it into the cockpit, and then they'll then telegram that message by Morse code, Where's this one? And that goes to the ground. Isn't that nuts? There's all loads of stuff happening. Sky Command has subscribed to Tier 1. Many thanks, my dude. Landing Gear has subscribed. Lads, you're absolute legend. DC with the bits as well. Thank you very much. Naughty Gnome with the bits. Absolutely fantastic, lads. Thank you very, very much indeed. You're a legend. But yeah, look, isn't it a fascinating aircraft? Now, because the aircraft had so much usability, right? As I said, 17 passengers. It also was able to hump a whole load of cargo, which made it interesting. But then, alas, when war broke out, when the great late unpleasantness, when war broke out, they just happened to be a very versatile aircraft, and all the fantastic seating area and also cargo space underneath the aircraft, well, the cargo was replaced with ammunition and weapons and ordnance, essentially, and then the seats were taken out and it was used as troop transport. In particular, this would have been used for paratroopers, German paratroopers, during the war. But it's not to take away from the aircraft itself. The closest competitors in terms of the type of aircraft is most notably the Douglas C-47 or DC-3. Very similar in terms of capabilities. Do you know what I mean? But notwithstanding that, yes, these were used a lot during the war. They were, they saw action. The first bit of action they saw, they were used as bombers, I think, in Spain. But they also saw action over in Russia and all that kind of stuff. But it just kind of goes to show the capabilities, if you like, and the application that this aircraft was capable of doing. It was absolutely fantastic. And Kingsman is right, yes, it was actually used during the time, I think, of the elections to be Hitler's own personal transport. He had a Yonkers Ju-52. But, you know, just a fascinating aircraft. And, like, the technological advancements that were made from the Bmw engines, which were absolutely... Like, the world had never seen anything like this before. The cowl, you know, the engine flaps would open up. They were able to hold them, which meant that maintenance and generally keeping the thing airworthy was made so much more easier because they had access to the engines and replaceable parts on all this kind of stuff. So it's absolutely fantastic. So most of the Ju-52s were destroyed after the war, but 585 of them were built after 1945. In France, the machine had been manufactured during the war by Yonkers-controlled Avions Amiot Company, and production continued afterwards as the Amiot AAC-1 Toucan. In Spain, they were built in production as the CASA 352 and 352L. Four CASA 352s are airworthy and are in regular use today. So CASA is it's an aircraft manufacturer. They're now owned by Airbus, but you know, it would have been like a licensing thing. They were allowed to build these aircraft in other countries. Do you know what I mean? Viper got us over the level. DC Viper, you legend, man. Many thanks, my dude. He got us over the hump. Many thanks, chat. But yeah, it's like, for me, I just think it's a very interesting aircraft. Today, there are 3 of these still airworthy, with 3 more in Switzerland under restoration, with approximately 30 other aircraft on display around the world. So the power plant, right? The BMW, it's a 132A 9-cylinder air-cooled radial piston engine. The length of the aircraft is 19 meters or 62 feet. The wingspan is 29 meters or 96 feet. And it flew with 2 crew. God almighty, there's stuff happening. Who's pressing them buttons? Fort Noob is in the house. Fort Noob 15 with 5 gifted. Dude, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you, Fort. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Tarbridge Knight is here as well. Sure, lads. It's a big get-together. Come on, we'll have a session instead. Someone break out the banjo and the Bowron. I nearly forget what I was going to say there now. God almighty. Hey, Rod Dobson is here as well. All the FOFs, man. Great to see you guys. Welcome on in. We're here with the Yonkers, the Ju-52. As you can see, it looks stunning, right? And the history of this thing is just incredible, right? Now, we can go into, like, you know, the shady parts of history and, you know, when it was used primarily during the war. But outside of that, this aircraft enabled the wonderment of air travel to so many people in Europe. And as I said, I think one of the biggest flights, one of the first flights they did, flew from Berlin to Rome. And for the first time, chat, they were able to soar over the Alps. The Alps are like, yeah, we're not getting over them anytime soon. This thing, no problem. So it was well capable of flying up to about 10,000 feet. They did, it's not a pressurized cabin, right? So it doesn't have kind of oxygen on board. However, they could get it up very, very high, and they offered oxygen tanks, if you like, or oxygen masks to passengers. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's 15 euros from the InSim marketplace, right? So, you know, if you're a history buff, if you're an aviation buff, if you just like planes, or if you just want to fly something, or even just to be looking at it, chat, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Gibbo says, Murph, how close would this be to the Bremen? Very, very close, Gibbo. So in terms of colouring, it's almost like it's the same colour that Lufthansa used across their fleet for years, right? But in terms of the Bremen was developed about, you know, they started working on the Bremen about, you know, 15, 20 years before this. Hey, Captain Rudiger's here. Guten Abend. Captain Rudiger, put on the kettle. We're going to Stuttgart, my friend. But yeah, like, you know, the Bremen aircraft being a monoplane, one single engine, that was the very first flight from, you know, Europe to the United States, across the Atlantic from an east to west position in 1928. And development started on that from the same aircraft designer, you know, Mr. Junker. And it was known, this aircraft, like, was anti-Junker, and it got some other kind of weird names during the war. But fascinating aircraft, it has to be said. This is an absolute beautiful, beautiful machine. Fantastic bit of history. And I love what Microsoft have done here by releasing these sort of local legends. You can only imagine what they're going to do with some of the other aircraft. And they don't necessarily have to be, you know, big, massive ones like this, and this is fairly big, but who knows what they might bring out, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, Joey, that's a bit of a thing, like, you know, general models, like, come on, guys, do a thing. But I will say, for, you know, for $15 or €15, I think it's $15 as well, you cannot go wrong. Like, it's epic. It is epic. For the price, it's very, very good. So, with that said, chat, with that said, we're going to hop in and see if we can start it. Now, my German is just about as good as your Irish, but we'll give it a bash, right? So, looking around the cockpit, well, what do we have? Well, the windows open. Ooh, and the top bit opens. Ah, and yes, the sounds are modeled to give you the idea of the different sounds, right? Now, apart from that, chat, you can actually scroll down and you can maneuver, mind your head, maneuver your way into the cabin. Isn't that the cat's meow? Do you know what I mean? So you can move around it, right? Mind your head there. So looking around, well, what do we need to see, chat? Well, here's something interesting. So the flight yoke, it's almost like a steering wheel, right? And we can disappear that. Press the little button, that goes away. Now, let's have a look down here. Look at the rudder pedals. They're like stirrups for like saddles. Isn't that mad? Yeah. I still haven't figured out what this doohickey does. We'll worry about that now in a while. Anyway, in terms of instruments, we have our speedometer. In kilometers an hour, airspeed indicator, yeah? You have your turn director. You have your, or what's it called? Attitude indicator, that's the one. You have your vertical speed. My mouse doesn't show here, so I have to show you. Look, there we go. Vertical speed. You have your that looks like pressure, and then all the way over here, then you have, what's this now? Millibars. Yeah, I need to look at the two of them, and you have an altimeter there as well. Moving across, you have your engine controls and engine things. So your prop RPM, your manifold pressure, all the different temperatures, right? And then over here is just backup instruments, I suppose. Now, engine controls, chat. This is very confusing. So you have your mixture, the brown fellas. That's your mixture. Yes. Then you have the throttles, which are the black fellas up there. All right. Then, chat, you have a number of fuel pumps, fuel boosters, carburetor heat, an electric fuel pump. It also has a fuel wobble. Remember the wobble gadget? The wobble. That's in use on this aircraft as well. And then these guys, well, they're your starters. And they're fantastic. These are your fuel flow gauges. The brown handles just before it. This would be so much easier if you had a mouse. These gadgets here, right? Then they're your starters. So you open them up and they're your starters. You pull up the little handle. And again, it uses compressed air to help start with the engines. And then over the far side, I haven't figured them out yet. We'll learn together. Yes, we'll learn together. So the main thing we want to focus on here, chat, are the mags, the magnetos, and the starters. So this panel here with all the colours, right? This is kind of confusing, but I'll show you how to do it. You can start the aircraft. It just takes a couple of minutes to get it around your brain on how it works. But it is very, very nice. And the starting logic of this aircraft, it's spectacular. And it sounds great, right? So, just to show out, because I know the mouse won't be there the whole time. Now, let's see. Zoom in, Murph. Zoom in. Yes. Now, we can all see that panel there in front of us. So, see these things. These caps. These coloured caps. Well, each colour is for a different engine, okay? And underneath the caps, you have a mag switch. And the mag is on mag 1, mag 2, but you put them in the middle to say both mags are on. 3 engines, 2 mags per engine. Away you go. You also have an interrupter, or the starter interrupter. It's all to do with like different torque and the speed of when the starter engages. I'll go through all of that when we're going to start it. All right. Then this red button. Dougal, did you press the big red button? I know, Ted, come on. Yeah, that's your battery. That gives you electricity into the aircraft, and that's what we're going to use. All right, which is that one here. Also then on top, you have the big, massive red button, the huge one. That needs to be pushed down. Now, you might be saying, Murph, me head hurts. I just want to start it. There is a very good checklist. It's actually the most detailed checklist I've seen so far. And it goes through the whole shooting shebang. But we don't need that, chat. We don't need that. Murph's going to try and start this from memory. So in order to do that, you won't see it, but I'll talk you through it because my mouse, for whatever reason, doesn't appear on the screen because it's a different resolution to the other. I'll fix it. I will. At some stage I will. So what we're going to do, chat, we're going to ramble over to this side of the house first, right? And if you look down here, you'll see we need to turn that fella, and that fella. Just remember, there's 3 things you need to do. So we'll do a 1, 1, and 1. Check. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to turn on the battery, which is the small little push down red button. Battery on, close the little guard, right? Very good. Next, chat, we're going to open the fuel for engine number 3, and they have to go halfway down where it says, you know, von hand pumping off. It's fuel, right? Turn it on. Next up, chat, we need to open up the little hand wobble gadget system thingy. So there's a little, see the little clasp? Click on the clasp, click on the handle, and it must be in the down position. Okay? So, must be in the down position. That looks good to me. Now we'll go to the mag switches, and this is where the fun starts. So, what we need to do, chat, where's my mouse now? Here it is, right. So we'll push down the big red button. Yes. We'll put our green, that's our first engine, number 3. Put them fellas into the middle. I think I can keep that starter gadget on spat. We'll see now in a second. Then we'll go to the engine start button, and hopefully, this will start. Also want to make sure that our mixture is in, which it is. So fingers crossed this works, chat. If it doesn't, well, I'm sure I've forgotten something. Oh yeah, see the green, see the color handle thingies? They need to be in the up position to show that they're actually on. All right, so we'll try it. Oh, we have RPMage. We have propeller rotatingage. So we have a good start on engine number 3, right? So if we jump outside, all the noise from the chat or from the planes. Look, there's a spinning propeller. Engine is now a running. You're so smart, Murphy. You're some sort of a genius. Anyway, over to the next engine. So we can close the guard on that. Next thing is going to be the mag. So on the red switch now, put them to both. Lift the little handle on the red mag, which is on, where's my mouse? This fella here, yeah? And now we're going to go for a start on number 1. Open the window so we can hear the engine start, yeah? We also need to make sure that the fuel is open, yeah? So, let's give it a shot. It's coming alive, it's coming alive. Yes! Yes! We have started, chat. So, engines be running. Close the guard on that. Next up is going to be the third engine, or the front. So, we open the fuel. At this stage, we're finished with the wobble pump, so we've got to close that and lock the guard. And now we're going to go do the same thing again. We need to put the mags to both, lift the little switch, and we're going to go for a start on the front engine, right? Hopefully this works, chat. Huzzah, hurrah, we have a start. Excellent. So all our engines are now running, right? We can now turn off the little fuel tanks and pumps and stuff. Off and on goes to off. That's to do with your carb heat. Park and brake is on. The steering lamp are your panel lights, your cockpit panel lights. All right. Now, what we need to do, we need to bring the RPMs up just about 1,000. Super Typhon says just needs a bit of white smoke from the, or just needs white smoke for the startup. Kinda does. There's a couple of things they kind of need to do. Do you know what I mean? So we'll keep the RPM up around 1,000. There we go. Close the window. Now, chat, you might say, Murph, where's the lights, man? Down here. So if your yoke is there in your face, see the small little brown handle? See that weird handle thingy? They're your lights. Taxi lights. So we'll turn them on. Hey, Augie's in the chat. Good to see you. Gordon says, ears are shaking, haptic headset rumbling. So good. Oh, nice. Yeah. What did Aileron say? He said something. Now, let me see. I will get back to you in a sec. Steve says the fuel levers need to be pulled fully back to run. 1 second now. Might be them. Right, so engines are running, we have lights on, we also have flaps, we'll worry about them now in a moment, and a quick check that everything else is tickety-boo, which it is. That's pretty much it. Engines are started, there is another checklist there, you can go through all the bits and bobs, but it's definitely enough to get you airborne, alright? So, what we're going to do, chat, where's me flight events? Flight events, need to turn you on, start flight tracking, yes. And, well, from EDMO, We're going to be taking off, chat, from... Hang on now, I just want to get the active runway. So it's going to be runway 22, chat. So we need to kind of taxi around and back out again. Alright? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Look at the state of it. It's very, very beautiful, this thing. And we seem to have lots of us. So this is going to be sweet. So, park and brake coming off. Now again, because you're in a tail dragger, you want to be keeping the pressure of the yoke to the rear. Yeah? So pull back on the stick as you're moving. So we'll ramble across. How are the sounds, chat? Can we hear the plane, yeah? We have a couple of different viewpoints. Don't it? Oh, look at the state of them. Aren't they gorgeous looking? Don't brake too hard. Yes, you can topple these over. You can knock them for 6. Now, these are not going to break any sort of land speed records or airspeed records. They be slow. But it's, you know, it's not about the speed. Look, there's one taking off. They're very, very slow, but they're, you know, they're fantastic. Hey, Arctic Tern is in the house. Good to see you, my dude. Well, welcome on in. Yeah, so I think, I just see what Damage Case is saying there. I think Asobo kind of outsourced some of the model and aircraft building to the likes of Aerosoft. Not exclusively, because I know that Asobo have built some of their own stuff, but I think Aerosoft were involved in the development of this aircraft. I think. Swinging by on lunch break, hope you're well. Oh, many thanks, my dude. Hope you are too. So we're going to taxi down to runway 22. Which will probably take a left here and be at it. Now there is a bit of a weird LOD issue I've noticed from this aircraft in multiplayer. From a distance, it looks like it's a Lego plane. It's very square. But, you know, apart from that, it's not too bad. Ooh, do you hear that? So we taxi on out here to the active runway. It's a beautiful airplane, this. So I have a couple of different view spots kind of set up. I must do a video soon on how I create all these. Also, if you want to know how much fuel you have, they're out on the, they're on the wing. There's something on the wing. Your fuel gauges are on the wing. Now, I'm unsure, again, is it a bug? I don't know. This thing will take off with a sneeze, right? So I don't know if that's terribly accurate. I do know they're capable of taking off within 400 meters, which is absolutely remarkable. But I think it's a little bit on the proud side. But we'll see. Load some packs and it'll be grand. Ah, we'll do that so. We'll do that, Gordon. Put a bit of weight into her. So fill up the fuel and let's go 35%. Just enough to give us a bit of oomph. Do you know what I mean? So what we're going to do, we can do, you know, the run up, you can go through the mags and all that kind of stuff. I just want to get flying. So we have power coming in. The sounds, chat. The sounds. Airspeed alive. 100 kilometers an hour already. Start pulling up. It's so smooth. It's so fluid. Absolutely stunning to fly this thing. Now, there's no autopilot, and again, these type of aircraft, they don't go for the whole, you know, 10 or 15 degrees angle on rotation. It's not a matter of keeping the horizon sitting there. Very gentle rotations with these. And you'll see the speed starting to climb here now, but like, you know, expect maybe, I don't know, 110, maybe 115 knots indicated. You can use heading autopilot. Ah. Dread Meta says you have 3 750 horsepower and an enormous wingspan. It should be a stall plane for dirt strips. Yeah, 100%. They also made a boat version or a float plane version of this that flew in Canada. And like that could get out of absolutely mad places. Absolutely mad places. So our departure here is looking good. Just want to get ourselves trimmed out here, right? And again, it's such a beautiful machine to fly. It's amazing. So we're just going to head over this neck of the woods, get the aircraft somewhat stable. We're going to start a right-hand turn. And again, you want to be, you know, you need to be doing coordinated turns in this. It's all well and good just to roll it, but you got to kick in a bit of rudder as well. And considering at the time before you had, you know, the glass dome cockpits, the all-around glass, there was fantastic visibility in this thing. Look at this. It even has a sunroof. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. So we don't need to worry about going very, very high here. So we're just going to do our best to kind of level it out. And we'll just pretty much go cruise mode, chat. What do you think of it? It's nice, isn't it? Now, usually I play kind of mad music when we're doing the count, but it doesn't really fit. So, if you guys are currently flying along with us now, Xbox users press 1, PC users press 2, and if you're passengers, which you'll have pressed 3, and let's see what happens. I dropped a thing. Hello, fireflies. Oh, for the love of all that is holy. There's always one, isn't there? There's always one. Yeah, big Egypt. Right, we'll go this way.
Hey, good morning.
Gigando, many thanks for the follow. KG Moose, what about 4? Look at this, chat. That's terrible, isn't it? Right, we'll do one of these. Are we ready, folks? Are we ready? So, like, here's the thing, right? As good as these look, and my God, it's fantastic looking, right? Can you imagine once we get some C-47s in there? Could you imagine it, chat? Absolutely banana stuff. Right, I think I'm somewhat kind of trimmed. I hope I'm trimmed. It looks kind of trimmed, doesn't it? So what I need to do here, right? Get ourselves set up here now for some viewage, right? Yes. We'll do a thing. Don't mind me now for a second. We're just doing a thing. Yes. Look at the formation flight. Ah, lads, look at the who's that Egypt? Who's your man? Get out of that garden. Anyway, we'll do a thing here, right? Yes. It's looking well, chat. It's looking well. Keen Laffer says, Murph, 48 on PC, 4 on VR, 10 on console. Ooh, that's a record. And about 150 passengers. Nice, guys, nice. That's fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. So, the aircraft seems to be somewhat trimmed out. Just about ready to do a thing. What do you think of it, chat? Do you like it? Get out of that forest. Now, let me see. Yeah, there's someone with like a bigger ego than Murph trying to get in the shot. It's grand, chat, it's grand. Right, anyway, lads, come here. It's time to do one of these.
1850 715 815.
Hello, good afternoon. You're very welcome to the Murphline. Anyway, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the Murphline, we give a huge welcome. I thought my plane was going. We give a huge welcome to Naughty Gnome. So if I press buttons, right? Hang on, I have to press other buttons. There we go. There he is, it worked. And we say hello. Hello, Naughty Gnome. Good to see you, dude.
Hi, Murph. How are you?
It works. Excellent. We have audio. I hope that works, chat. I hope you can all hear what's going on. And, yeah. Do you have the Yonkers, by the way? Have you flown it yet?
I have bought it. I have not flown it yet.
Okay, but don't follow me. it's grand if you don't follow me. It'll be absolutely brilliant. But well, listen, hello and welcome, my dude. You've been here a while now, haven't you? I mean, it's since some of the earliest days. And
I have.
It's been a ride. And well, I have to say, the earliest days that when you introduced yourself to the community, you provided us with a server for JoinFS. And this is many moons ago, but you know, we had Seamus McNeil and Epic Fool controlling the ground and tower frequencies in Shannon, and we're flying around, all messing around with this wonderful thing called JoinFS. So that's where it all began. And since then, you've been a huge part of the community. Now a community manager. You've created the Speed Challenge, not to mention all the other fantastic stuff you're currently doing and the other stuff that you have planned. So it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. So I think to get the ball rolling, we'll start with a couple of questions. So
Go for it.
Let's go for it. So how did it all happen? Like, you know, tell us a bit about yourself, your background, how you got into flight sim. Where did you come up with the idea for the Speed Challenge, even with the JoinFS stuff? Like, I mean, because that stuff, it's rather confusing. So where did it all begin?
Right. So I suppose where it all began really was through my school. So we had a cadet force in school. And I was part of the RAF section in that, and I was lucky enough to go and get some what we call in the UK air experience flying out of RAF Whitton. I started off flying in Scottish Aviation Bulldogs, which
Nice.
were rickety old things, but they were good fun to fly. And then, so I think I did about 30 hours in them, and then finally they decided to upgrade them to the Grob Tutors, the T1s, which I must admit I was very pleased when that one got, when you showed that one off the other week and then got released to Flight Sim. I must admit I'm actually flying in that today, because I thought, you know what, I know how to fly that one, I'll follow you along in that. And then, yeah, so they moved up to the Tutor. So that was the Bulldog that I started off flying in, had about 30 hours in that thing, which was good fun. And then, you know, so this was back many moons ago, sort of, when was it? Late mid-90s probably I was doing this. And then, yeah, so they moved to the Grob Tutors. And then I was lucky enough to get an opportunity to do they called it a gliding scholarship. but it was a motorized glider. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's a plane. It's got an engine at the front of it. It's not really. It is a glider, but it's not. So that was in a Grob 109B, known as the Vigilant variation within the Air Force. Did a week at RAF Cosford, doing tons of ground school. Did about 20 to 25 hours of flying, and the culmination of that is a solo flight. So it was only a predefined circuit at 1,000 feet, but you go up and you're all on your own. Absolutely crazy moment. They don't even tell you you're going to do it because obviously you get worried about that. So you're going around, you're doing circuits with your instructor, and you get back to the beginning of the runway, and he just opens the door, hops out, and says, "Right, off you go, your turn." and literally that's it. You're off. And yeah, so I went up and did my circuit and came back and landed it without a bump, which was great. I was really pleased with that, and that's what got me into aviation, flying. I just fell in love with it then. And flight sim was just part of that. It was like, okay, I can't always do this. Let's buy flight sim.
It's incredible, and I could imagine what it was like when the pilot kind of jumped out. Right, you're up, it's your turn. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I hope I remember how to do everything exactly the way I'm supposed to.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And I must admit, I even, you have to do all the radio calls to say you're taxiing and taking off and everything like that and turning onto the appropriate legs. And at one point I did just go onto the radio and say, "Does anyone know why we do this?" And then everyone just laughed and said, "Because we all love it." And it was true. It's, I've loved flying ever since. And one day, maybe, if I ever get the opportunity, I'd like to do my PPL. I haven't had the time or funds to do it at the moment, but it's on my list of things to do.
Fantastic. And tell me, so that got you into flight simulation. What was your first flight simulator?
So the first one I properly remember was Flight Sim 95. I know that I played on an earlier version because my dad had an earlier version, but that was way back before I really even recollect it. But the first one I properly remember was Flight Sim 95, and I've played every version since. I've got all the boxes basically of all of the versions sitting here. I've had everyone since.
That's amazing. And even with the background, I love the backgrounds, because they kind of tell the story, the man cave, and we can see you've got a controller up there, you have a racing helmet up there. Unsure of the team. It looks that's Minardi, is it?
Nope, that is McLaren from last year, and that's Lando Norris's current helmet.
Norris, yes. But also you have the space shuttle. Is that the Lego one?
That is the new Lego space shuttle. Yeah, I'm very much into space. I'm very much into space travel. My current computer is called Endeavour, after the SpaceX first commercial flight, and sitting on top of it is, if I can get it, a 3D printed model of said SpaceX capsule.
Oh, wow.
I'm a bit of a nerd. And that's sitting right next to Alison Johnson's wonderful Amelia Earhart mug.
Fantastic.
Very much a mesh of everything I like in this room. It is very much a man cave.
That's fantastic. Nerds for the win, I see in the chat. Absolutely. So, Flight Sim 95, and has it always been kind of the Microsoft variants you've been using? Have you dabbled with X-Plane? Have you used Aerofly or any of them? So,
I've tried X-Plane once and couldn't. It just wasn't Flight Sim for me. I took a bit of time off, Flight Sim X came out, and whatever year it came out, I played that for a few years, and then because there wasn't anything coming out new, it was just sitting there, lost a little bit of interest, and never really dabbled in X-Plane. I probably should a little bit more than I have. I've probably not given it enough credit. But yeah, it Flight Sim 2020 coming out reignited my passion, and now makes my wife wonder where I've gone, because I constantly spend all my time in my man cave playing with aeroplanes that aren't real, according to her anyway.
I have such very important work to do. Don't disturb me for the next several hours. It's a positive rate. You're up. Absolutely. So, your experience, I suppose, when it came then to Join FS and the whole server-based thing. I mean, you know your way around computers. which is a fantastic thing for us, because like when something breaks, it's like, wonder would Naughty know how to fix it. You know, and between yourself and Gibbo, like some of the stuff you guys are able to come up with, it's just, well, you know, it's, you guys should be working with NASA. But have you dabbled much with JoinFS yourself?
So I've played around with it a bit. I mean, obviously, you know, I can't remember exactly how it came around, but there was obviously this tool. You were talking about it. I had a spare server that I was using just for, you know, nerdy, geeky things that, you know, I wasn't really paying attention with. And I thought, you know what, there's a much better use here. Let's set up a proper JoinFS server. And so that's what I did, and I sort of learned, and I've been talking to Peter, the dev, about it, and we got a few fixes put in and stuff. I know people are obviously having a few issues connecting now and again, and we got some fixes put out for that and stuff. And it could be a great little tool, especially if, you know, we can get it all working with, you know, X-Plane 12 when it comes out. And yeah, sorry, you lost that bet, Murph. That'll be a fun one to that fun challenge with Oz Flight Simmer. But yeah, when X-Plane 12 comes out, I think, you know, we could have some really good, quite clever joint flights between lots of different sims.
Absolutely, and I lost the bet for Oz, so I'll have to fly eventually with my controls reversed. That's a story for another day, chat, another day. But what is very interesting about JoinFS, in particular, like, you know, with the dev Q&A there today, which is great to see that, you know, the devs engage with the community for Microsoft Flight Sim, and, you know, the new things that's coming out and stuff they want to fix. There wasn't a whole lot of attention, unfortunately, put on the multiplayer issues that we're having, aircraft appearing or disappearing. Having control, if you like, of the type of aircraft you want in your session with your group flights. JoinFS does all of these things for us. And, you know, for the last number of air displays that the Thunderflies have been able to do on the stream is thanks to JoinFS. So I think there's huge scope still in our community for JoinFS. And I think, you know, it's the way the servers are, we might probably have to look at JoinFS for another little time yet. So, yeah, I mean, any sort of interaction with the developer, any sort of kind of progress that can be made on maybe making it a little bit easier to use, or indeed, you know, make it more functional. That's kind of where it needs to be at. But moving away from JoinFS, I suppose you had this idea of creating a speed challenge. And I think this one idea has kicked off several more ideas, which is fantastic for the community. So, how do you do it? And like, what was the inspiration of a speed challenge? I mean, you know, you picked a route, you planned a route. I imagine you had to fly it. Could you tell us a bit more about it? It was just you know, as a community manager, we're obviously trying to think of things that for the community to do, and you know, fun events and things like that, like the DC6 flight and things like that Two Cats obviously arranged with all you guys, and It was just trying to think of something that would be fun, and I wanted a competition element to it. I wanted, you know, to be able to compete against other, because there's not a huge amount in Flight Sim in terms of competition stuff at the moment. I've seen a few things announced actually today with that e-pilot thing. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but Microsoft announced that. But I just thought something that's, you know, completely different. You don't have to worry about how high you're flying. You don't have to worry about ATC. You don't have to. Let's just go as quick as we can. Complete rental power from one place to another, and see how quickly people can do it. And you know, take it from wheels up to wheels down. And then I was trying to find a way to obviously, you know, track the time. And Sim Air was something I'd used almost since the very start of, or since it launched. Basically, I just had it always running. So my logbook's just growing and growing. And I thought, you can see all the details in there. And I've actually been talking to the dev about that as well. And we're actually working on an easier way for everyone to submit, rather than having to do screenshots, which are a bit of a pain in the... Yeah. Let's find a better way of doing that. So he's actually creating a CSV export functionality so that you can go into your logbook, press a button, and then all you got to do is send me the file, and I can tally up all the times and everything like that. And so, yeah, it was just honestly something that I thought would be really good fun, and that competition element was something that really excited me, and I hope the people that have done it so far have enjoyed it. I kept it quite simple for the first one. It was sort of, you know, there's a few hills and things like that, and then, you know, an odd facing runway, so you have to do an about face at like 20 foot off the ground.
But the next one, I've ramped it up a little bit. I gave a quick screenshot in the Speed Challenge channel. The next one, let's put it this way, I slipped between the 2 points of mountains with about 5 foot on each wing to spare. I won't say at what altitude it was, but it's quite a high one, and it's quite good fun.
It's fantastic. And I know, you've shown me other bits and bobs of different flight plans for different ideas coming up, hopefully in the near future for the community. It's just fantastic fun. But I suppose the question's then, when you're not in creation mode, if you're not in development mode of, be it, you're developing stuff with Join FS or for the community, or you're building the challenges, what's your favourite things that you like to do in Flight Sim? I mean, do you have your go-to aircraft? Do you have your go-to kind of scenario?
Yeah, so for me, it's GA all the way.
Yes.
I don't mind the odd flight in a Gigna, and sort of learning how to do it and things. But it's GA. My sort of size limits a TBM or maybe the new Yonkers. But for me, my favourite sort of plane in the sim at the moment are the Just Flight Arrows. I absolutely love them. I think they're brilliant. They're so well made, and if I don't know what to fly, I'll pick one of them. And my favourite place to fly is probably my mum's Canadian, and I'm very fortunate to have dual citizenship, and I spent a lot of summers and winters in Canada.
Oh, nice.
So flying around the Rockies. Just the scenery there is amazing, and going and exploring all the different rivers and just flying through the valleys between the mountains, which you can't obviously do in real life really. That's my thing to do. If I don't know what I'm going to do on Flight Sim, that's my default.
Fantastic. And when you say GA aircraft with the arrows as well, is there anything particular you're looking forward to in the near future? Like, do you have your eyes on an aircraft saying this has to come out?
Not at the moment. I'm quite content. I bought the Grob Tutor the other day, and I have to admit it's really bringing me back to those days I talked about in the school days and stuff, and flying along. And I have to admit, as I say, I'm flying in it at the moment, and just looking at the screen, it's so well done, and it's quite good fun. So at the moment, I'm quite content with where I am, because if people keep bringing out too many more, I'm just going to run out of money.
So many aircraft, so little time. Absolutely,
exactly.
Absolutely. So I suppose it kind of teases up the next question. Your favorite places to travel, Canada in the sim, which is great fun as well. But perhaps maybe your best holiday ever, or maybe describe what would be your best holiday ever.
It's quite an easy one. Best holiday ever 2 years ago was my honeymoon,
nice.
Barbados.
Barbados, ooh, very nice.
I am not usually one for. I'm more of a stick me on a snowy ski mountain and hurtle down the hill on a couple of planks of wood, and I'm happy. And I'm not usually a beach going person, but in Barbados, when it's drinks served on the beach
Nice.
and there's lots of alcohol in them, I got used to that. So I was there for 2 weeks, and it was good. It was an absolutely glorious holiday.
Barbados for the win. That's fantastic. Okay, so moving on, we've kind of touched on your favorite type of aircraft, and I suppose your heart is with the Just Flight stuff in the sim, and probably the Grob, in the real world flying stuff. I suppose the question would be, do you have a least favorite aircraft?
Ooh, ball. Least favorite aircraft.
We stumped him.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I've never thought about it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a sciencey nerd. Anything that can fly, is pretty damn impressive, really. It's pretty good. Least favorite aircraft.
It's okay to say there's none.
Don't know.
Yeah, no
idea.
Because I'm just saying, if someone to say what's your least favorite aircraft, it's like there isn't one. It's if you're into the whole aviation thing. I mean, any aircraft, it might look janky, but it's still an amazing thing, considering this thing will actually get you kind of airborne. So yeah, no, absolutely, it is interesting. The your favorite music. Because this has to be a question. So if you're like, okay, say for example now you're sitting down and you're going to work on a speed challenge or a flight, or you're doing a bit of coding with the likes of say JoinFS or your own stuff. Like, do you have to get into the zone? Is there a bit of music you'll listen to? Is there, a routine you kind of follow?
Routine, but if it's impossible to pick, a favorite band or anything like that. There's too many that are just too good. But if you had to pick a genre to listen to, probably a bit of country. I'm not going to lie.
Bit of country for the win.
Do like a bit of country, and go to the odd country festival every now and again. So yeah, probably country music.
Nice. Bluegrass and everything, or everything, anything kind of country.
Anything that's going. I mean, you say country, and everyone just thinks, I'm sitting in my truck drinking a beer and those sort of songs. But actually, there's some incredibly good modern country music, like the likes of Maren Morris and Brett Eldridge and Ashley McBride, who are it's not that traditional country that everyone thinks of when you say country. It's not necessarily a Dolly Parton or a Kenny Rogers. It's much more modern, but I like it all. I'll take a bit of bluegrass as well.
Nice, fantastic. So your favorite food or meal?
Favorite food or meal? Steak and chips.
Yes. Steak. How do you take your steak?
Still mooing. As rare as it possibly can be. I'll have it, blue. As rare as it can.
Fantastic. So your favorite movie or genre?
Favorite movie? Again, very hard to pick just one. I'm going to go with two. There's Apollo 13 and The Martian.
Oh yeah, The Martian.
There is a theme there, though. You can tell.
yeah, absolutely. Well, Apollo 13. I mean, come on, that's amazing. And The Martian. I love that movie. That's fantastic. So other games or sims. Do you dabble with other kind of video games or other sims?
I do. I do a lot of simulation. There's a lot of Formula One racing going on. I've got steering wheels and all that sort of stuff. I like the old bus simulator and things like that. It's quite good fun watching Seamus stream those and things. And I'm playing at the moment a lot of. I got into this very, very late, but No Man's Sky. It's been out for years and years and years, and it was a bit of a train wreck when it first launched. But they've recently put out a load of updates, or been constantly putting out updates. And I got back into it quite recently. And actually it's quite good, and I've been playing quite a lot of that when I don't have the energy to go and fly something.
Well, like say for example, like would you spend much? It's hard to quantify this, and your wife is probably listening. But do you have is there a certain amount of hour threshold, kind of weekly, that you would put into the sim? Would you like half an hour a day, an hour a day, and 3 hours a day?
It probably averages out about half an hour a day, but it's done in chunks.
Yeah.
So generally, sort of a Saturday morning, I'll get a few hours to myself and go and do some flying and stuff. And I work from home, so this is also my office. I've got an Amazon what's her name that I'm not going to say now because she'll start talking at me. But I can tell it to go into work mode, and all of a sudden all these funky lights just turn into normal work mode, and I can do a video call without looking completely weird. So if I can quietly finish at 4:00, I might get an hour or two before the wife comes in and goes, "Have you finished work yet?" And I'm sitting there with a joystick playing Flight Sim. No, I'm still working, love, on it.
I'm doing research. Yes.
Exactly. It entirely depends on how busy my workday is as to how much I get done.
Oh, fantastic. So moving on, your favourite car, bike or vehicle? Are you into cars?
I am, actually. I don't know if this is going to work. Up there, you can see a selection of cars.
Ooh, a shelf of many things.
A shelf of many things, along with lots of Lego space stuff at the very top.
You got a landing craft?
They are all model Porsches, and specifically, most of them are 911s. Ooh. So yeah, favorite car, Porsche 911.
Fantastic. Is that like the Lego landing craft I saw up there, or is that like a different?
Yeah. So up at the top there, you've got the Saturn V.
Nice.
You've got the Apollo lander. You've got the International Space Station as well, plus the women in NASA little mini figurines, and then I got the Space Shuttle for my birthday in August. So that is my new addition, which is sitting there. Didn't fit on the shelf because I thought it was going to fit, but it didn't. It's too tall, so I had to put it somewhere else.
That Saturn rocket, myself and Two-Tone Jr. built that over the course of watching multiple times of Apollo 13. Could probably recite the entire script, but it's fantastic, isn't it?
It's absolutely brilliant. I built it with my daughter, and it was so much fun building it, and it's so well done. I absolutely loved building that one.
Fantastic. Right, so we've touched briefly on the bucket list. You have mentioned, completing flight training, getting a PPL. Is there anything else from your bucket list? Like, I don't know, is there things that you're saying, I got to try that?
Not really. PPL is pretty high up on there. On my bucket list, at some point in my life, I'd like to go in a 911, and I've been in a 911, but own a 911, I should say. Other than that, I'm in a pretty good place. I've got a decent PC that can run Flight Sim on Ultra at 60 frames a second, so I'm a happy man.
Fantastic. Right. We're going to open some questions up to the chat, and as they're trying to come up with their questions, we're going to move on to the quick fire round. These are just reflex answers, no thought process. It's whatever comes into your head first. Boom, that's the answer. All right. So, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
Night or day?
Day.
Boeing or Airbus?
Airbus.
Piper or Cessna?
Piper.
Ooh. Map or GPS?
GPS.
IFR,
all the way.
IFR or VFR?
VFR.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Now, the important one. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Yay. Very much yay.
It's a yay, chat. He likes pineapple on pizza. Yes. We need to get, badges made up. Pineapple approved. Fantastic. Cats or dogs?
Both. I have both.
Ooh. Both. I think that's the first time we got that. Joystick.
I was going to say I've got 2 dogs and a cat, and they all live relatively harmoniously. So I can't pick between 2.
2 dogs and 1 cat. That's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Joystick or yoke?
Joystick.
What I meant to ask you actually, what joystick do you use?
I have recently bought the so I had the Thrustmaster T16000 pedals, which I got as a present, and then I've just added in the T16000
nice
joystick and throttle thing as well. So those at the moment. I am at some point in the running for some honeycomb stuff, but not yet.
Yeah, more house chores required. Make sure you get your man card stamped. I've cleaned the gutters stamp. I think it's 6 stamps. If you get 6 stamps, you're qualifying for, that's the alpha, and then another 6 stamps, that's the bravo. At least that's what I've been told by Mr. Two-Tone. So where are we at now? Oh yeah, the first concert you ever attended.
This is ridiculous. It was a collection of people. It was Status Quo, Madness, M People, and there was someone else, but I can't remember who the other one was.
That's quite the lineup.
It was a corporate thing that my dad was basically. My dad worked for BT. They hired out Alton Towers to celebrate all of their employees for a day, and they had a bunch of bands on of those people, and so we sat and watched. Madness were really good, actually, I must admit.
That's fantastic. I can just imagine, as you're walking out, humming the songs to yourself, moving on up, baggy trousers, and who was the other band?
Status Quo.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, your favourite subject in school?
Science.
Ooh, nice.
Specifically physics, if I have to be very specific.
Physics. I could only do numbers. Letters I was no good at. I couldn't add the letters together. What was the first career you dreamed of having when you were a kid?
think it had to be. I think it was an astronaut.
I was going to say, I bet you it was an astronaut.
It was an astronaut. It hovered between astronaut and pilot, but I think it was probably always an astronaut. Yeah.
And your favorite movie quote?
Got to be one from Apollo 13. It's probably that point where we've never lost an American on my watch. We've never lost an American in space. It's not going to happen on my watch.
That was when Ed Harris said it, wasn't it? Ed Harris in that movie is so good. He's brilliant. Yeah, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Everyone would have said Houston, we have a problem. Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit cliche.
Murph being Murph, it was the constellation Urine, but that's just me, I'm not going to but
that's another good one.
Right, so we have a couple of questions here from the chat, which is going to be interesting to say the least. So let me see. Well, first and foremost, Annalisa needs to know the answer. Have you ever broken anything?
Have I ever broken anything? As in a part of my body?
Bones, yeah.
I've broken a toe, and I've dislocated my knee multiple times whilst on 2 planks of wood on a snowy hill. So, yeah, the odd bits and bobs.
Favourite football team?
Favourite football team? So, I'm originally from Ipswich, so it has to be Ipswich Town Football Club, much to my disappointment, because they're rubbish at the moment, completely.
Someday soon, they'll, you know what I mean, they'll get back to where they,
We've been saying that for 10 years.
They used to be in the Premier League, didn't they?
They did many years ago, and then they weren't.
It was going so well until suddenly it wasn't. Scorpio saying, are you using throttle paddles for rudder control yet? Considering the pedals are new.
I'm not. I've got actual rudder pedals. So I've got those pedals using it. I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to do with the paddles on the back yet. I haven't actually mapped them to anything, but I'll get there. I've still got many buttons left on this new controller because I only got it at the weekend, so I'm still trying to work out where everything goes.
I see a question coming in here from Waltons. He wants to know, where did the name Naughty Gnome come from?
Oh, I wondered if someone was going to ask that. All right. So many moons ago, I was working for a company, and it was an IT company, and we all sort of built our own PCs as part of welcome to the company, etc. My boss got a new graphics card because he wanted 2 monitors. He only had one at the time, so he got a new graphics card to go into his PC. And I thought, you know what, being a nice, generous chap, I got into work early, turned up at 6:30 in the morning. He went into work. I thought I'll replace his graphics card for him. Nice and easy job. I built many PCs, knew what I was doing, all good. Put it in, tested it out, nothing. And basically managed to completely kill his PC. He then named me a naughty little gnome, and it stuck forevermore. And now anyone that worked at that company, I'm not there anymore, but anyone that worked at that company still calls me Naughty Gnome or Gnome or Gnomey. And you know what? It was a great online handle, so I just adopted it.
Oh, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Naughty Gnome.
Best of intentions, but things don't always go right.
I see a question coming in then from MuseFan. He says, question for Naughty Gnome. What is your opinion on the movie Interstellar, assuming you've seen it?
I have seen it. It took me 3 watches to get my head completely round it.
All right. Me too. It was just 3 times.
After 3 watches, I got it. And I was like, you know what? I get this now, and actually it's really enjoyable. But it did take me 3 times before I managed to get there.
It is good, though.
It is a very good film. It's very cleverly done. I'm
trying to explain it to Mrs. Two Times. She's like, yeah, no, I'll watch it. I was like, it goes on for it goes on for a bit. And McConaughey is brilliant in it. All right. He is so brilliant in it. Do you know what I mean? And, well, there's that scene in it. It's very emotional. But anyway, great movie. Absolutely great movie. So, Yeah, fantastic, fantastic questions in the chat there. Naughty Gnome, dude, I have to say, like, I mean, the help you've given us in the past and also the help that you're giving us now, it's very, very much appreciated. You know, your role as a community manager, you're providing stuff for the community, which is that's what we want. Do you know what I mean? We want to help each other, and you know, with the speed challenges, with the future flight routes that you're going to be working on, and everything else that we're working on in the background, it's an absolute it's a privilege and pleasure to be able to work with you in this regard, but also as a supporter of the community as well. Absolutely fantastic. So I just want to say thanks a million, my dude, for taking the time tonight, first of all, to appear here, and just thanks for everything that you do for us. It's fantastic, dude.
Well, thank you very much, and yeah, I put the thanks out to you. It was almost a year ago. I was just scrolling through Twitch and I stumbled across this Irish guy who was flying some planes and telling some jokes, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, and I've been here ever since, and I've never really left, and it's gone to where it has, and I have to admit, I've never found a community of the Fireflies and yourself and everything like that is so so good to each other. There's no like animosity around here or anything. I've been part of tons of communities online and stuff, and they can turn into complete, well, we won't say what, but it's this community is amazing, and everyone is there for a good time, for fun, and it's just brilliant. So I love being part of it.
Well, dude, you are most welcome, and it is, like, to echo what you're saying, the community, it's mad, but it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, and I love spending my time here. So, Naughty Gnome, my dude, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll have to have you back on soon to give us an update on all the different things that you're going to be working on for us. So, once again, thank you very, very much indeed.
Super, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Sweet. Alrighty, folks, and there we had it. Naughty Gnome. That was brilliant. Did you see it? It was brilliant. Now, we're nearly at our place of landing, which is even more brilliant. And look, the plane is trimmed out. There's no autopilot, chat. God almighty Dougal. Now, it's time to do one of these. So, we've loads of emotes, chat. So we have the dance emote, we have the epic emote, we have the alley emote, we have the DC6 emote. We've loads of emotes. So now it's time to spammage the emotage. I see a wild Conti in the house. Good to see you, my dude. Hey, Shelly, man. Many thanks for the follow. Do we have a CTT emote? We'll give this fella a bit of... Look, he's been trying so hard. Come on, you devil, you. Fly it like you've never flown before. Oh no, he's gone. He couldn't even fly it, chat. Oh, he's back. Look at that for a view, chat. Annalisa jumps out of a broken PC and shouts, "Naughty Gnome!" Then throws crisps into the air and dances. Paparazzi, that's a great one. Thunder Yonkers. Fantastic. Right, we're about to approach in Stuttgart. And we're, well... the man of the hour. Put on the kettle quick. Naughty Gnome says, I've just realised I was cruising at 80 knots. Miles behind. Right, so we're going to ramble here to the right hand side, chat. We're going to be landing on runway 25 here at Stuttgart. But we're doing well. Do you know what I mean? We're doing well. Oh, nice. We got a P149 there with us as well. That's a great airplane to fly. What else do we have? We have a 320 now. Your man's giving it socks, God love him. Well, all the Yonkers. We have a beautiful PC-6. That's an awesome aircraft. We're going to be flying that again on Friday, chat, when we're doing our bush flying. That should be fun. Oh, what a dust, isn't it? It's an iconic looking aircraft. It's absolutely beautiful, chat. Isn't it? It's so hot right now. So, well, we're going to ramble this way because we're looking for runway 25. Now, it's not the easiest of aircraft to land, you see. Not the easiest. Lopez Family Tube is here. Good to see you. Welcome in. Piat says, my PC had a bit of a moment. It's more like Stuttergart. Uh-oh. Axe says, you gotta open the windows before you land. Viper Strike says, Murph, I might take the JU52 around the world at some point. Ooh. Hey, Ailerons is here. How are you? You be grand. He released the Kraken? The Kraken has been oh, God. Anyway, chat, we're doing well. They must have let them out for the day, chat. You know what I mean? Demla, they let them out for the day. Oh, look at the state of this. Look at that for the view. Hang on, we even have time for more music. This is very, very fancy. Let me see. Oh, we'll do this one, will we? Yes, we'll do this one. The Kraken is on the rampage. Look at the state of that. Musefan says, this has to be the most bought aircraft on the day it released in the Two-Tone Murphy community. Every second plane is a JU52. That's incredible, isn't it? Elbro says, despite CTD after CTD, I'm having the crack here with you guys. That's great to hear, my dude. Well, the crack element, not the breakage. Scotland Blériot Project says, leg 5 of 70 complete. Marham to Shipball flight. It took 4 hours and 1 minute. That's incredible, dude. Absolutely incredible. Right, let me see. A runway in sight, chat. Where is it? It was there a second ago. Oh yeah, we need to turn here now. Yes. So we're going to do one of these. Yes, and one of them. Ooh. So if you guys would like to fly along with us, we're live on the North Europe server. We're just about to make it to our first stop, which is Stuttgart, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And yes, we can see there are, airliners flying around, but yeah. Let them do their thing. You're flying into the sunset here, Murph. This was smart. Runway in sight. Where is it? Uh-oh. Better watch our speed here, chat. So to land this machine, not as straightforward as we think. There's every chance we'll bounce, yes. It's all about taking your time. And flying directly into the sun. It's so beautiful. Epic says, to anyone without the Yonkers, you are all airliners. Ah, see, chat, see. Right, we're kind of heading the right direction. SFS Builderty. Oh no, Builder YouTube. Nice to see you, my dude. Welcome on in. Yeah, like, so when it comes to these aircraft, they may not be everyone's cup of tea. You know, they are relatively slow. I love the old vintage stuff. You know, they're just amazing. Because what's fascinating about them is, you know, they were the first of their time. You know what I mean? Like, we have so many things in the modern aircraft now, you absolutely take them for granted. In particular when it comes to the avionics and the logic behind how they start and all this kind of stuff. This sort of stuff, I mean, this is just, it's pioneering. It's amazing. Viking Voice is here. Good to see you. I love flying the Goose. Yes. Goose, that's a great plane. So tomorrow, chat, what day is tomorrow? Thursday. Flying Iron are due to release the P-38 Lightning. Ooh, that's going to be fun. More money. Hey, Wayne Prefontaine is here. That lighting is great. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's really hard to land in it, but it's nice. Very nice. So we have, like, the forward-facing camera. Ooh. So, runway 25 here at Stuttgart. Stuttgart is a very interesting airport, chat, by the way. It was built in 1939, and in 1945 the US Army took over the place until returning it into the German authorities in 1948. In 1984, the 223rd Aviation Battalion Combat of the 11th Aviation Group Combat was headquartered here, with 3 aviation companies assigned to them. Ooh. The US Army still maintains a small helicopter base at the airfield, which is on the southern side of the airport. Kowasi, does it have any type of autopilot? Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, it does. It has a something. We'll spend a lot more time in it. Tonight is pretty much just like an introductory flight into what it does, you know? So we're going to deploy a little bit of flaps here. We're probably going way too fast, but we'll sort that out once we get down a little bit lower. Bring our power back to idle here. We can look at our seats, look at the flaps. Ooh, very nice. This is a beautiful aircraft. Hey, we've got Thunderflies. Nice, lads. Look at the brake they did. Look at the state of that, chat. They have a target as well. Multiple targets. Right, small bit of a crosswind, but that should be okay. So it's all about taking your time. Don't worry too much about the buttery landings. I mean, that goes against everything that, you know, they try and teach you. It's land in the landing zone. Because, you know, that's the safest way to land. But we'll try for the butter, chat. We'll try for the butter, right? So watch our speed, power back to idle. We have a good bit of runway here, so we'll just ease it in, right? Ease it in. Try not to bounce it. There's contact. We bounced it, but only a little bit. There we go. The front 2 wheels are down. We're just waiting on the tail to drop. There's the tail down. I'm so impressed by the flying right now. It's amazing. You should get a... look at the state of this, though. That wasn't a bad landing, chat. That wasn't bad at all. We'll take it, man. We'll take it. So remember, once you're on the ground taxiing, because, you know, it's a tail dragger, keep pressure on the back of the stick. So I'm just going to turn off the active runway here. And, well, we'll get the nameplates on, see who's here with us, and have a look at all the landings. So take your time. Slow it right down, chat. Yes. I don't know how anyone flies these machines. I'm really enjoying this airplane to fly. Like, it's beautiful. It really is nice. Now, let me see. So, traffic nameplates. Yes, yes, yes. Turn these on. Yes. Apply and save. Yes, yes. Go back. Resume. Yes, we're doing things. Now, buttons, Murph, you can do it. This and this. There's loads of people here already. This is awesome. Nicely done. Here comes Muse Fan. Tiger Shark. Ooh, bit of a bounce. But he's okay. Muse Fan, nice landing, dude. And here comes more. Whoosh Blammo. There's Air Shark, Merlin Flyer, Samson Video, Whack-A-Mo. They're just don't they look fantastic, chat? We got Bot Up in the Chopper. Got to the chopper. Silver Keela's there. General Lunatic. There's God in 77. Or Barshada in a 172. Rogers or C75. There's Keen. Come on, Keen, you can do it. Come on, Keen. It's unbelievable. Yeah, there are so many of them, aren't there? There's a Gibbo Ireland. Nicely done, Gibbo. There's Purple Kona. Mechanical Madness is down. Look at that for a landing. Here come the Thunderflies. There's Bell Bro and Sunny Wolf. Naughty Gnome is down. Omane is down. Nicely done. X-Kerbo's down. Chilled Corky. Porel Boomer. He had a terrible doing. God Almighty. There's Catbat. The amount of these planes, chat. It's amazing. Skydive Man in the PC6. Nice. Fierce Wolf is down. Dial213 in the chat. Good to see you, Nico. There's Viper Strike. Druid Zeus. Look at this. The amount of JU52s. It's amazing. K-Laffer says, thankfully, my first attempt wasn't caught on camera. Air Scorpio, Fly Darren. Look at this for an approach. It's looking good, chat. Bit of rudder action. You can do it! What a landing. Beautiful. Big Papa Polly. Nicely done. Twisted rotor. This is amazing looking. Noel K in the Ryan. Very nice. Aircraft separation. Yeah, it's just like ATC, go home. We're doing a thing. Here's more of them. Prefontaine. Look at this. Beautiful landing. Tarnish 42 in a Tomcat. There's Quasi Archer in a Yak. Yakety Yak. Okay, we're looking good. Even got Thunderflies here, chat. Look at the amount of them. All the different liveries as well. Aren't they absolutely stunning? Fantastic stuff. The amount of JU52s. We need to get a count on this, chat. So, if you're in a JU52, press 4 in the chat. Number 4 into the chat if you're flying in a JU52. There's tons of them here. Absolute tons of them, chat. Look at the amount of them. Kane, you're up. More counting. There's so many planes. Look at the amount of them. Go on the Kane. Go on the Kane is right. 99, 6, 7. How many is that? That's like 20, I think, is it? Look at the time of day. There's way more that the game will render. Yeah, 100%. It's a pretty sight to behold, absolutely. Thunderflies. There's ailerons. We waited for you. SFS is in a 777. Nice, dude. Nice. All the Thunderflies lined up. Look at the state of that. At the state of it, chat. Hey, Good Broad is here. Good to see you, dude. Welcome in. Do we have a total count yet? God almighty. There he goes. Kraken-induced ailerons into wind. Oh, you got up off the ground anyway. Oh, there's a bit of a roll. Coffin feeders down. Nicely done. Nicely done. Right, I left you in this position. All right. So we're going to continue on our flight, chat. So we're here in Stuttgart, and now we're going to head down to Altenrhein, which should be fun. So the next airport ICAO is Lima Zulu Sierra Romeo. Now we'll bring the... well, no, we'll stick with this time of day for the crack. And let's see now. Back into here. Turn off the old nameplates. Yes, yes, yes. Resume. Sweet. So, quick check. How much fuel did we burn? Very little. Very little. So, we're going to... well, I say back taxi, but we'll just taxi back up to the active. So, away we go. So, park and brake coming off. And let's do this thing. Cold Nebo had a wing strike? Uh-oh. I really like this old... It's a beautiful airplane, this. This is really nice. The interior and everything, though, isn't it fantastic? So they still fly these things. Which is nice. You know, I can't remember where. I think it's in Switzerland. You can actually get flights in these. Scotland Blériot project is away. You take care, my dude. There you go, Ack. Window open, man. Not only that, we'll open the sunroof. You know. And then we'll do the whole, you know, stick our head out at the middle part. Oh no, it won't let us. Let's just pretend we're sticking our head up. Godden says, done such a flight, all grounded at the moment after the crash 3 years ago. Ah, right, okay, okay. So, whatever caused the crash, they've obviously found... Oh yeah, was it something to do with, like, corrosion or something, wasn't it? They found an issue with it. So, yeah, no, everything so far, it's behaving itself. The plane flies really, really well. Like, I mean, it's just... It's, you know, it's slow. Take your time with it. Waltons puts his head out the window like a dog. Gibba says, Murph, what liveries does it come with? Ah, good question. So, with the different variants you get this, you get a boat plane version, and you get one with skis. And each variant has its own set of liveries for it. There's a ton already over on flightsim.to. But, yeah, I think there's like... Is there 10 liveries? Maybe someone can correct me on that. There's a lot, though. There's an absolute ton of them. Crompton has downloaded the Yonkers, gonna try and join. Nice, dude, nice. It's a beautiful aircraft. And it's so close to that Bremen. Like, so close. The sounds are great on this. Thunderfly is lining up. JU52 is lining up. I can't wait till we get a DC-3 in this. Oh, could you imagine these flying together? That'd be epic. Get ourselves onto the active here. Hello, TBM. Don't mind me. We're just going through some stuff. Hey, nice livery. Jigging the colours, man. Alright. Something like that, chat. Something like that. The French called the JU52 the Toucan. That's a bird. Oh, nice. Dwayne Case is here. Good to see you. Is this EDDS? Yeah, it is. We're going to be departing here from runway 25. So, chat, are you ready? We don't need flaps, so we're just going to maximum power and then take off. Are we ready? Let's do it. Oh, the sounds. So, airspeed is alive. Keep on the center line. There's 100 kilometers. We're getting light. Look at that. It's like instant takeoff. It's fantastic. Paparazzi says, I still get an occasional CTD, but I'm running Windows 11. Ooh. It's a nice flying school bus. It is, isn't it? It's like a school bus. Oh, it's beautiful, though. So again, with this sort of aircraft, nothing anyway similar to your modern airliners. It's not going to like a high degree of pitch on takeoff. Keep the nose low and just slowly kind of let it up there. Hosey says, it's a flying greenhouse. Is there no Lufthansa livery delivered with the... No, I don't think so, no. There's no official one, but they're available over on flightsim.to. You can pick them up there. And look at the state of it, you know what I mean? It's fantastic, chat. And like, you have your fuel gauge, mind the flickering, you have your fuel gauge on the wing. Isn't that cool? It is very nice indeed. So speed is looking good. Love the exhaust over the wing. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. So we continue to fly runway heading. Small bit of a climb here, nothing major. John Ram, good to see you. You're in Brazil. Hello from Tipperary, my dude. Welcome in. It's a good tour plane. It really is. It really is. But like, the detail that they've gone into, like the textures they're absolutely fantastic, chat. So if you want to know where your light switches are, like your position lights and stuff, they're on this panel here. Muse fan says, Murph, did you try the de Havilland 89 yet? Yes, I did. Cohevia says, hello, is it difficult to be a pilot? In the simulator? No. In real life? It's not easy. It requires a lot of study, a lot of learning. There's a bit of a financial barrier to get involved with it as well, depending on where you are in the world. But, difficult? There's a lot of subject matter. Like, there's tons. But, if you enjoy doing it and you can pick it up, it's cool. The landing light, taxi light is under the pilot's seat. Correct. Which is just down here. That thing. So with your panel lights, if you want to dim them, there's a little dial over here. See that gadget? You can just bring them down a smidgen. I mean this Yunker. No, this isn't. This is relatively easy to fly. It's very slow. It's easy to manipulate. It's easy to control. If you're doing turns, it will respond better to a coordinated turn. So if you use rudder pedals as well, or if your joystick has a twist function, it's pretty cool. So, shall we do another count? Do we know how many JU52s are here? Who knows? So, we'll do another count, chat. So if you're flying along with us, if you're on the Xbox, hit 1, 2 if you're on PC, and 3 if you're a passenger. Ooh. Hello, Fireflies. Look at the amount of people. .36 in the JU52? That's amazing. Like, look at the detail. Bmw Engines for the win. It trims perfectly. Yeah, I mean, this thing, it handles so well. So well. $39 on PC, $3 in VR, $3 on console, 161 passengers. Nice.
Hey, good money.
Remember this? Rafflecopters, many thanks for the follow, my dude. Seamus McNeil in the chat. Good to see you, my dude. Let's try an old flyby, shall we? Look at the state of this. It's just fantastic. Now, mind your ears. This could get loud, right? We'll do our best, though. I mean, come on. The state of it. It's amazing. So, BMW Engines chat. BMW. In the retrofit version, the seatbelt no smoking light is in the cabin and they work. A lot of details. 100%. So this is the original variant or the original model of it, right? So you also have the retrofit, which upgrade the avionics. I think it throws in an autopilot and you know what I mean? It has different starting logic, different everything, okay? Then you also have the float plane variant, which has the massive floats underneath it. And you also have skis. So, you know, as an add-on or for an add-on in Microsoft Flight Sim, $15 for like 4 different types of aircraft. You can't go too wrong. Plus, I'm fascinated by how things used to be back in the day, you know? Like this mad crazy thing. It's like a board game from the 80s, but they're your mag switches. Your starter interrupts, and it's just fantastic. And as I said, like, unfortunately, my German is about as good as your Irish, but I love that about flight simulators, because any flight simulator, I mean, you're going to learn things. You're going to learn new things. Do you know what I mean? Where's Kendra when you need her, right? But yeah, no, it's a phenomenal aircraft, this. They've done a great job. I did notice the tail wheel doesn't move. So I don't know, is it supposed to be on, like... where's the thing? I don't know what way, like... Thunder flies. I don't know, does it do a caster or what? Actually, we will see how the Microsoft servers hold, chat. Let's see, can we follow the lads? If they disappear, but sure. Listen. Let's see what we can do. If we can follow the lads, and hopefully, chat, hopefully, the thing will work without me looking like the biggest idiot of all, right? Let's try it. see the state of them? Hey, ibuprofen is here. Kendra. Oh, welcome in. We're showcasing the Yonkers JU52. And I have to say, it's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing, this thing. Just flying around in a giant circle. I've just realised that. Uh-oh. Don't follow me. All is well. I saw the comment there. It's like Murphy has shaky hands. It froze. Chat. The thing froze as I was trying to move it. Anyway, Kendra, thank God you're here. Right, will you start translating for us? Go on, give it a shot. It'll be great. But millibar, I can see. You know, sink, stike, you know, climb, up, down. That's grand. But what does this stuff mean, Kendra? Look, what does... You know, hang on. Here's wordage, right? What does that mean? We could just read the manual, but like, come on. Where's the fun in that, chat? Do you know what I mean? Look at Gibbo. Lubricant cooler. Oh, sure. Do you know what I mean? When you tell me this earlier on. Cooler. Okay, right, all right. Cooler. Right, what is this one? Motor. Ah, right. What does zoo mean? An off. On, off? Off, on? We're learning so many things, chat. Off is open. Many thanks. Yes. Hood. Zoo is closed. Ah, right. What's this one do, chat? Vernebler. If I was like your man, you know, und du have die Einspritzens... Hang on. Einspritzenpirenhan. Zoo and off. Und there you have the Vernebler. Zoo and off. The Vernebler. Vernebler? The where van... I don't know. That's tough to translate. Who are you telling? Injection closing valve. That's amazing. Injection shut off. Okay. What's this one do? Pre-bluft. Oh yes, und press on the pre-bluft. Pressure. Ah, right. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Druck mind irintil. What's that one do? Compressed air. Remember I said about the starters. So they have compressors behind the engines. So you know, air compression helps with the start of the engines rather than using electrical power. It's amazing. It's a gin dispenser. Hi, we're not done yet. Okay, that's another pump. Now, I take it Warmug, that's like carb heat or something. Would that be right? Preheating? Ah. Hey, Captain Arash is here. Good to see you, dude. Preheating. Ah, okay. So that's a carb heat. And this one here is park and brake. Ah, look, I knew that myself, chat. I knew that myself. Oh yeah, what do these ones do? They're like shut-off valves. I have them in my attic. Hey, Slicing Slot is here. Good to see you, my dude. Are you flying or driving? Good question. Where's the altimeter? Fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher. Ah, right. Now, let's see. What else, chat? What else do we need to know? Oh, yeah. That one there. Schmear stuff. It's like a spreadable cheese. Pass me the schmear stuff. Lubricant. Aha. Right, okay. Good Abend, Murphy, says Johnny Artvar. Good to see you, my dude. Welcome in. What's the craft stuff? This is amazing. We're learning German together. There will be a test at the end of the stream. Write it down, chat. Fuel. It's like Murphy's trying to trip them up with their own language. Gibbo, you're on to me. What's this one mean? That's a compass, but what's that one? Staror? Staror. Error. No, Staror. Really? Pilot? I didn't get it. Pilot. Oh, pitot. Ah, pitot. Right, okay. Hang on. Oh, yeah. No, that's just like temperature. No, that's fine. Compass. No, that's fine. We're learning things together, chat. What else now? What else kind of has weird and wonderful names that I can't pronounce? Oh, yeah. Down here. Look. Hang on. Hang on. Yes, yes, yes. Something motor. Is it right and left? Is it right and linker? Is that like left and right? Maybe it's left and right. Left motor stop, right motor stop. Aha! Yes, they're so smart. Hang on, let's find stuff. HOTAS like a German newspaper. Hang on, we need to find more stuff, chat. Let's see, let's see. Here's like, what's this now? Does that work? Oh, it works, chat! Look at it! It actually works! That's a clock, yeah, thanks. Murphy, that's a clock. Slash, put in exclamation point route, or route. That'll give you an idea. German timepiece. But it actually works. It actually works, look. The things move. Anyway, yes, what else do we have, chat? What else do we have? Is there anything else here that we can be, like, reading? Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look back here, shall we? Let's see now, let's see. No, I don't see anything there. I mean, we can give it a guess. Unlocked. Ah, it's a pity the doors aren't modelled. You know, I wish they could like open the doors. Open the door! And the windows back here. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? What a super looking plane though. It's amazing. I feel all smart now. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Kane says we're going to the wrong direction. No, we just did a massive circle around the place. Here's a guy who didn't do the flight planage correctly. And I was even questioned about it. And I was like, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Who be this? Echo Kush, many thanks for the follow. I flew with one of these, the last one over Berlin 15 years ago. Oh, nice. Nice. Thunderfly is still bopping around. This is fantastic stuff. Right, so we're going to kind of head now in the direction of our flight plan. And, so I have the landing lights on. We can probably turn them off because I you know, they're nice, but I think they're a little bit bright on the prop. So turn them off. There we go. What a beautiful looking machine though, isn't it? It's stunning. Yeah, the other lights behind the co-pilot seat. Correct and right. They're just up there. Two Cats is trying a bit of German. How's that going for you? I wouldn't say so, Viper. Airplane Heaven don't usually give out early copies. They have their own kind of in-house beta team. Two Cats. Confusing people. Nothing new there. In a good way. This is a beautiful airplane though, isn't it? There's an Electra coming. Oh yeah, yeah. Airplane Heaven are working on an Electra. They're also working on a DC-3. The P-38 Lightning is due out tomorrow. Did I say... what's this they're called? The X-Plane... Torque Sim. Are they releasing stuff for Flight Sim? Did I read that somewhere? Look at the state of this, though. So for those of you who have the Yonkers JU52, what do you think of it, guys? You like? You really like? Look at the heat blur, look at the heat blur, chat. Musefan says it's fantastic. It really is, isn't it? The sounds are amazing. They're gorgeous. Right, straighten up here, Murph. Straighten up. Like it's amazing to trim it. There's no autopilot, but like to be honest, you don't really need it. Very easy to fly. You still need to figure out the autopilot. Yeah. So there is an autopilot thing here. Let's see, can we break that or work that? So let's see here, chat. Let's see. Right. So we have this kind of a mode whereby we're. Let's see. Let's see now, can we kind of figure out some stuff? Oh yeah, look at that. So is that going to turn us left until we get to north? So if I turn this, what was me heading? Oh, zeros. All way down. Come on, turn you devil, turn. Hang on, we'll figure out this autopilot together. So I'm going to go to like 180 degrees, right? So let's see, can it do that? Careful now, Murph, don't break it. Kendra says, Murph, until a few years ago, there was still a flying version, Delta AQUI. I think that was the registration. Ah. Kibbo's given out to Murph. Now, let's see now, Murph. Don't stall it. See, will she hold at 180? No. It didn't want it. Now, let's see. So we can see like there's a bit of a, a directional indicator thingy, right? So we'll see now if it'll actually hold this heading. I think I'm doing it right. I don't know what they do. Does anyone know what they do? It takes a while. Yeah, like, I mean, it's not going to hit it first time. You know what I mean? Let's see now. The vertical speed is some fun, isn't it? Now, will it actually hold us here, chat? It's doing a reasonably good job. Yeah, no, it's doing a thing. So, 26 minutes to our destination. Give out! No autopilot, I assumed. Well, it's kind of like a heading mode. Now, what does the button below it do, chat? Here's more German. So, the cursor, I don't know what that is. What's this bottom one? Is that like on, off? So, that one's on. What does the entizer? Is that altitude? Anti-ice. Anti-ice. Ah. Nice, okay, so there is anti-ice. Thunderflies. Look at the lads go, look. Amazing. Yeah, the top one is the autopilot. Yeah, I figured that one alright. So, like, it's kind of holding. You know what I mean? I don't know what that does yet. It activates the heading. Gotcha. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Like 1939, chat. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely incredible. It's incredible. Right, so we're now heading toward our final destination. Which, grand. We're doing our thing. Imagine sitting back here, like. Now, what was the other thing? In its military role, large numbers flew in the Luftwaffe, being developed and being deployed on virtually all fronts of the Second World War as a troop and cargo transport. It was also briefly used as a medium-range bomber. Additionally, the type was deployed by other nations' militaries in conflicts such as the Spanish Civil War, the Chaco War, and the Portuguese Colonial War. And one of these ended up in Canada, or a few of them did, and I think the Canadians, Thunderflies, the Canadians had their own variants of them. That's some really nice flying there, guys. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7. 7! The thingy on the left indicates flap. Correct. Let's look at the thingy. So, flight. Oh, so they're negative thingies. Hey, Cy120's here. Good to see you. Epic Fool is here as well somewhere. I saw him. Hey, Jay Winokur. Good to see you. I've heard September 1939 was an interesting month. Indeed. I believe the Spanish built them under contract. They did. They were produced by CASA. Construccione Aeronauticas S.A. Yeah, and CASA, you know, they're still an aircraft manufacturer, but I think they're owned now by Airbus. I think. So for 180, we want to ramble kind of the 16 neck of the woods. Yeah, the heading mode works on autopilot. That's pretty cool. Fly Darren. The thingy on the left. The thingy. Look at the state of this, though. Like, it's doing its best to try. Like, it's. You're dead right. Like, when it comes to the autopilot, it takes a while to kind of zero in what it's doing. Oh, look at this! Look at the state of that, chat. Lads, these are absolutely epic. Good Bra says, I have a boiler from Yonkers. Huh? Oh, nice. So the German manuals for the Yonkers, there's a link on in there, guys, from Gibbo, Ireland. That's fantastic, isn't it? Isn't that... Will you just give me a hand to translate that one as well? I need to learn a bit of German. Surely I'll have it rustled off in 20 minutes. Yeah, a lot of stuff to translate. But the detail, I mean, look at that. Does anyone know what that is? It's not a fuel indicator. It's like an angle of attack kind of a thing. That gadget. It's stunning in VR. Nice. Oil indicator. Gotcha. Speaking of which, so like you'll wonder, a lot of these older aircraft, yeah, you'll notice that now this thing would have spat oil goodo. But what a lot of the airlines did, they painted those stripes or strips behind the engines because of oil. And, you know, it's not going to look very clean, prim and proper if you've loads of oil stains all over the engine. So that's why a lot of them would have had kind of like a black finish to the end. Amazing. It consumed a lot of oil. Oh, this thing, I'd say, drank a lot of it, yeah. It was thirsty as well. Look at the state of this. It's amazing. We'll, let's see. Yeah, that works. God almighty, Seamus with the sippage. Ah, ooh, ah. Tasty beverage. Many thanks, Seamus. Look at this chat. Isn't it beautiful? Just fantastic though, isn't it? Right, we're doing things, chat. We're making good old time. Kendra is away, you take care. Epic Phil says, Murph, can I put the rules in? Yeah, no hassle, dude. Belt away with that. So we're getting very close to our final stop for this evening down at Alderain at St. Gallen. This should be fun. We're going to fly in over the lake. Lake Constance. This should be fun. There's no cabin lights from what I can see, which is another bit of a so I don't know what way they worked, or is there a switch for them? Does anyone find a switch for them? No? I don't know. Imagine if this is your seat though. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, don't mind me. Look at the view you'd have. No, I don't think there's no cabin lights from what I can see. Nah, nothing there. But that's okay. We don't really need them. All is well in the realm. So yeah, so with the Lightning coming out tomorrow, with this thing, you know, we have 2 Spitfires now released. There is a... What's the other one coming out? There's an Electra coming out. Oh, look at the sun there. Nice. Ah, look at the state of your sim. So when it comes to the vintage aircraft, like, we're starting to get spoiled for choice, which is amazing. So many nice ones. Elon says, if she was a warbird, you'd only have a small map light, or the pilot could use a red light. Yeah, no, like, the interior lighting isn't bad. Like, you know, I've the main panel kind of turned down low, but, like, well, you won't see it really well with the... You'll see it a bit. Like, it's bright in here, do you know? Oh. Oh yeah, what does that one do? What does this one say, chat? Links alle rechts. Vom happen behalter. Fuel tank selection. Center, left and right. Is it? Fuel tank. Nice. They said buy before Christmas, chaps. Go for it. Main tank. Gotcha. Thanks for all the help, guys. I've learned so much. Right, the runway we're going to be landing at down here in St. Gallen, or St. Gallen, yeah, is runway, I think it's runway 10, 10. It's getting silly, all the add-ons. Yeah, it's great though. But again, like, that's the good thing I like. I mean, not everyone is going to buy this aircraft. Not everyone is going to buy the modern stuff. Yeah, it's all about choice. Johnny Adverk says, will Microsoft Flight Sim release an add-on to shoot at each other in the air? I doubt it. Like, the whole thing goes for their what's it called? PG rating? Or, you know, like, yeah, PG rating. PG, whatever it's called. So they want this accessible to everyone. You know what I mean? Now, that's not to say that the modding community won't do things. Of course they can. And that's an advantage, I suppose, the PC guys have. You know? Good, Brad. Yeah, they got to bring out an Irish plane, then I'll speak a bit of Osquelga. Oh, goodness, it's hot, too. Tá me go ma. Tá Netchalon go Hampshire. Tá go Holland. The P-38 Lightning for Microsoft Flight Sim will be available tomorrow at 12 p.m. AEST. Ooh, nice. PG rating, is that pretty good? Oz Nomad says they need to do something that make all planes visible without having to buy them. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of generics in the air. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Price for the P-38, they haven't released that yet. They haven't told us. I can't really hazard a guess. Like, they're, you know, Flying Iron, their Spitfire was very good value. It was amazing value. So, I don't know. Somewhere between, like, I suppose 20 and 40 bucks, I would imagine. Something in and around that, do you know? So we're only about 10 minutes out, chat. See runway lights off in the distance. So on Friday night coming up, we've a bush trip in Indonesia. That's ought to be mad. I'm going to fly that PC-6 again. That thing is so hard to start, isn't it? What? Who came up with that idea? But it's a lot of fun. 0300 Zulu. I'm looking forward to it. I've been very lucky to have the P-38, you know, as a beta. It's incredible, and to see it progress over the last couple of weeks, it's just, that's going to be fantastic. Ross Ford says, just confirmed, you can take off with only the center engine, but it's not pretty. Yeah, well, like, the whole idea was, like, they built kind of redundancy into the aircraft by having additional engines. Their worry was, what do you do if an engine stops or if an engine breaks, you know? Look at the state of this, though. You know what I mean? Isn't it amazing looking, chat? Mechanical says, I got the PC-6 today finally, and yes, it's my new go-to. Amazing. Bring on the steam gauges. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so if it's Australian time, like, they're, depending where you are in Australia, but it's usually about 10 hours ahead of Ireland UK time. Roughly, give or take. Do you know what I mean? I heard a thing. Look at the scenery down here, though. Like, the world update for this neck of the woods has been incredible. Hey, Daft Birdie's here. Goblin Zoo says the PC6 does not start for me, or doesn't cold start for me. I just start in the air. Goblin says, was trying to turn off the center engine, but can't figure it out as I started on the runway. So if you want to turn off the engines directly, you have mag switches here, look. So if you want to turn off the center engine, just click on the yellow mag switch. You click on that, that'll kill it. The red mag is for the left and the green mag is for the right. This airport looks incredible. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's just over the far side of the lake. Now we're a little high. We can start descending here. Add in a bit of trim. We can turn off the old autopilot. Yeah, so this thing in VR, I must give that a shot over the weekend if I get a chance. Fly Darren is sitting off the end of the runway with all the windows open, listening to the fireflies coming in. It's amazing. Oh, nice. What runway? Runway 10. Such a beautiful plane, this. Look at the state of the scenery. So yeah, so as I said, on Friday we have a bush trip. That's going to be loads of fun. There will be plenty of ginage. I have to go handy with the gin now today, chat, because I have a busy day tomorrow. I'm up early these days. God almighty. Up at like 4 in the morning. And to be honest, with the type of aircraft that we have tonight, you know, behave yourself a little bit. But Friday, we're going to go nuts on Friday. Oh yeah, then on Sunday. Man Gibbo, on Sunday, I'll be joining Willie Canuck over on Sky Blue Radio for an old chat. You want to see the state of me playlist? God almighty. A very orange evening, similar to mine the other day. Oh no, similar to mine, only better. 4 a.m, does that even exist? Right? Except for when you're awake. Yeah. Usually up between 4 and 5, and it's like, get home at around 6. Do you know what I mean? So I'm able to do it, but like, you have to go handy with the gin. Friday night, belt away, son. Belt away. And if you notice this, oh yeah, here's another. I didn't do any of me stuff tonight. We'll catch up on Friday. But I will say this: over on Discord, chat, over on our Discord, we got to a level 3 from all the amazing boosters that we have, which means we have fantastic audio, a much bigger upload size, and fancy stickers and buttons and, you know, emotes and stuff. God, Ted, I've never seen a clock at 4 a.m. before. There's a 4 in the morning, right? But yeah, so on Sunday at 1300 Zulu time, be sure to be on Discord, because I'll be on to the Haggis and Poutine show. Yay, go boosters, right? Absolutely, Annalise, absolutely. It's amazing, it's fantastic for the Discord, because you have an instant return in terms of, if you like using the voice channels, if you like streaming to our Discord, you can do all those things. It's fantastic. Old veteran knows what 4 a.m. is all about. Yes, yes. Mr. 90. We're doing well, chat. We're nearly there. A couple of minutes out. Now, let's see. Will we do... Ah, yeah, we'll do a thing before we land, right? Look at the state of this. Look at the state of that for review. Isn't it amazing? So, face cam on for the dramatic effect. Hey, Snarty Bard is here. Good to see you. It is a fantastic plane, this. Yeah, it's amazing. So, in the news, right? I did nothing tonight. I was watching the dev Q&A earlier on, and so, like, I pretty much, like, you know? Anyway, if you have a look at msfsaddons.com, our good friends over at msfsaddons.com provide us with the news, and they have some new shots of an upcoming release from India Foxed Echo, and that is that of the F-35, which looks fantastic. Also, the Got Friends revealed 2 new airplanes, the Mike Paddy's Draco and also a Grumman F4F. Ooh. So do be sure to have a ramble over there, chat. Nighttime landing into St. Gallen. Where would you get it? So, what's the speed, Murph? Power back to idle. Start adding in some flaps here. Oh, yes. Serious drag. F-14, nice. Look at the state of this, chat. Yeah, the Draco, that's going to be amazing, isn't it? So, take your time, Murph. Easy does it. Fly down is away. You take care, my dude. Many thanks for stopping on. Put it on YouTube so I can show me misses. Yeah, so there's a bit of a backlog with the old YouTube stuff, but yeah, no, we will. We'll definitely get it up there. This is very pretty. Okay, speed looking good. We're just above the glide slope, but we should be okay. This is St. Gallen. Lima Zulu Sierra Romeo. So what's our speed here on final? Approach looks good. Just add in a touch of power. Look at this. Beautiful. Mindful of the flare, Murph. Touchdown. Slow it down. Let the tail lower and then make contact very gently. There we go. Nicely done. So, bring our flaps in. Scorpio's like, you sold it to me, Murph. I should be on commission. Look at that for a landing. That was nice. It's such a beautiful aircraft. Hey, you got a chopper behind us. Right, so we'll just park ourselves up over here, shall we? Yes. All right. So parking brake coming on, and go. Now we'll turn on some name tags. I don't know if there's many still airborne. So we'll have a look, chat. We'll have a look. Apply and save. Yes, yes. Go back. We have a few. We have a few. So let's check out some landings, shall we? We have an ailerons into wind. No pressure ailerons. No pressure at all. Ooh, butter. Butter. And Venanta's down. There's paparazzi. The Kraken has landed. Call me Joe, General Lunatic, Keen Lafford. Go on, Keen. There's Sonny Wolf. Beautiful landings, aren't they? There's Rogers RC75 in a Spitfire. Here comes Slash. Nice. There's Piat 691. Aren't they such an iconic aircraft, chat? Sean Lego Man. Get out of the grass, Murph. Merlin Flyer, AIM in 1973. Jared Vark is down as well. Beautiful landing. So what we're going to do straight after this, guys, we're going to do a raid over to MSFS Official. Forder Learn to Fly is on with Jane. I think Peter's there as well. So we'll go check them out. Muse Fan in with the landing. Beautiful stuff, my dude. Hey, Tobes is here as well. Nicely done. Big Papa Polly. Greyhawk says, can't wait to see the landings on Friday night. We're going to that Boogalaga place. That should be fun. Aileron says, it donuts. Fierce Wolf, Mechanical Madness. They're all coming in, chat. Fantastic stuff. Here, an F-14 here in the background. Who left the door open? The Roars. Commandant Cardoso. The roars of that thing, chat. The absolute roars. Well, this place is pretty. Look at the state of this. It's amazing. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Amazing flying tonight, guys. Boogalaga. I know, right? It's going to be bananas. Anyway. Thank you all so very, very much indeed for this flight. It was more of a chilled out, no kind of drama, no fuss, didn't even mess me hair or nothing kind of flight. Just a nice chilled out flight. The madness will resume on Friday, don't worry about it. The Boogalanians. It's going to be terrifying. But anyway, that is the Yonkers JU52, the Legends Edition, brought to us from Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's absolutely fantastic. It gets my seal of approval. I think it's great. So, stand by for the raid. We're going to head over to MSFS Official. I just want to say a huge thanks once again for everyone for joining me tonight. To all the follows and the bits and the subscribers. To all the new people here, you're very, very welcome aboard. Huge thanks as always to our community managers, our moderators. A big shout out for Naughty Gnome for joining us on the Murphline. Really enjoyed the chat and thank you so much again. Friday is going to be our group flight, bush flight, all sorts of madness and wiggage, and who even knows? Who knows what'll happen? I don't know. So until then, chat, thank you all so very, very much indeed. I will see you on Friday. Until then, behave, look after yourselves, stay safe. I need a better... I need to work on it. I was going to say bye-bye. Who says bye-bye? Do you know? So just say, see you later. Right, until then, good luck to you.